Okay, so I don't even know what this video is really about, but we're talking about graphics, right? And somebody said that video games have reached like near the peak. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? We're not even close. Like, look at this. This is Space Marine 2. Just came out last week, right? Like, I look at shit like this. That doesn't look very good. I mean, artistically, you could argue it looks kind of good, but it doesn't look lifelike at all. Like, those kind of look like veins. You know, they could be like pulsating. There could be some kind of movement. Like, if anything, you could argue that we took a step back, because I think, like, when I think about good-looking games, I go back to PS2 and GameCube. I think about Resident Evil Remake, how well that aged. That game still looks fucking incredible to this very day. I would give anything to play through it for the 1 millionth time, but in 4K. No, I'm not buying a PC. But I also think back to like I mentioned, the PlayStation 2, right? And I think about Silent Hill 3. Silent Hill 3 was the best looking game of its time, and it wasn't just like because of the technical aspects of the game. It technically is fucking brilliant. Like, Silent Hill 3 was one of those games that it was the perfect mishmash of like technical brilliance and artistic brilliance. You know, like, you had all that environmental transformation stuff, and you know, like I mentioned, veins, like what I was just looking at. In this game, they don't do anything. They just sit there, and it looks like a static, pixelated image. This is a 2024 video game, but it still looks like a static, pixelated image, you know, that you would think of from back in the day. Like, video games still have that shit. We have a long way to go, but back to Silent Hill 3, you know, it had those environmental transformations, and I mentioned the veins. Like, you would see veins, and they would pulsate in that game. It had all sorts of cool visual tricks. And, you know, a big part of it is just imagination. You know, developers nowadays don't have quite the same imagination as the ones, you know, that we grew up with. Like, Silent Hill 3 is still, to this very day, one of the best looking games I ever fucking seen. And I mentioned Remake, Resident Evil Remake, and Metroid Prime. The very first Metroid Prime, it looks fucking phenomenal now that they remastered it. It's kind of more like, leans more towards remake than remaster, but it still has that awesome fucking detail that people don't even think about, like the drops of water running down Samus's visor and shit. You know, that's real beauty. And people don't think about that stuff until it's there. Nintendo thinks about it. That's why I like Nintendo a lot. Even though their hardware is inferior, they think about those details, like realistic details. Just stupid shit. Like a bead of fucking water running down a visor. Or I think I made a video a while back when Tears of the Kingdom, the new Zelda, released. Like, I jumped off of a cliff or something, and I landed on a lily pad, and, you know, the water bounced up as it's supposed to, gravity and all that, and, you know, Link kind of shaked himself out. Like, realistic fucking details. That's real. That's the real future of visuals. Like, this game is awesome. This game right here is pretty fucking awesome. But like I said, I prefaced the video with me not knowing what the fuck it's about. But what I'm trying to say is we have a long ways to go in terms of visuals.